Good afternoon, kind folks. All right, in this video, basically, I'm going to make a response to the question of the week 24. I believe that's what it was. Basically, in that video, I posed a question regarding an experience you've had with the foreigners of the targeted language you've been learning. Okay, an experience where the foreigner they've opened up, like they really open up to you after realizing that you really care about learning their culture and language. They tend to be trustful. They give you things. They invite you over to their place. Just those type of things, as if you guys known each other for years. All right. So I'm going to share some experiences I've had. I've had many experiences when it comes to this, but I'm just going to share a few experiences. Okay. So yeah. Hold on for a second. Airplanes. All right. So first experience I've had, this was a long time ago, before I even moved to Columbus. In my prime days of studying Chinese, I had a buddy named, well, I'm gonna forget his name, Tony. Tony, he was born here. Well, actually, he was born in Fujian, but he grew up here in the States. So he speaks a dialect from one of the villages in Fujian. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but it's one of those villages there. He speaks one of those languages. And I remember one day he invited me with him to go to Cleveland because his parents, they own a store, a little Chinese store there, and I guess they were moving some things. And he asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, "Well, oh yeah, I definitely want to go. It's Chinese. I'm going to practice some Chinese." So I went with him to that store, and we drove around in his truck. It was like a big truck, and he introduced me to his family, like his mom, his dad's uncles, and I was speaking to them in Chinese. Now Tony can't speak Mandarin. Like I said, he speaks a dialect in Fujian province. So I was having conversations with his family, and it was very funny because they were like so surprised, and then they offered me, literally, they had this van in the back of their house. No one was driving it. They told me literally that I could have that van. They wanted me to take over that van. So I was supposed to sign a title and take the van back to Akron. Now I can't remember exactly what happened, but I ended up not getting the van. I ended up not going back. Something came up. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was a pity that I couldn't get it. But they told me that I could have that van. So that was an interesting experience. Then after that, I went to his house, and he had like two uncles living with him. They were staying downstairs. They couldn't speak English. They're from the same place, but they were able to speak Mandarin. So he introduced me to them, and then they started speaking to me in Mandarin, and we were just having a conversation. And they just, I don't know, they were just really nice. They started giving me movies, Chinese movies, saying, "Oh, you can, you can have any of these movies." It was just crazy. That was one experience. Now, let me see. Second experience is when I was still in Akron. I was around 18, 19, yeah, around 19. And I used to go up to this mall called Rolling Acres. I used to go up there every weekend, mainly to play video games, go to the arcade. I would spend a lot of time in arcades. But at the same time, I would take like an hour or two out of that time and go to this place called Excalibur. It was basically an Asian store where they sold a lot of weapons. They sold like knickknacks, like just a whole bunch of Asian stuff. I used to go up there every weekend and practice Chinese with this older woman. I can't remember where in mainland China she was from, but she was from mainland China. And she was really, really nice. I mean, she was super nice. It, she was really, really nice. I used to go up there. Like I said, I spent like an hour or two in there just talking with her. Of course, I couldn't really, like my Chinese level wasn't really that high. I couldn't really have a conversation. So I had to switch back to English with her. And, we just had some interesting conversations. But I remember when she was working, I don't know, I felt weird, but she went somewhere. I mean, she literally left the store. She told me she'll be back. I was just sitting there in the store. Like there was like a glass case where they have like these knickknacks and I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff, knives. And I was just sitting there. I had like my books, a couple books on there, and I was sitting there, and then she told me that she would be back. She left the store. She was gone for about a good 10 minutes. I was in the store by myself, and I know, like I said, I felt weird because like, dang, she's just leaving me in the store by myself. You know, like it was just crazy. But it was right there that I mean that showed me that she trusted me. I mean, if you trust them, if you don't trust them, if I'm an owner of a store and I don't trust you, I'm not going to let you stay in the store by yourself. It's just not going to happen. I don't know you. You know, why would I leave the store while you still in there? So that to me is what trust is. So that was an interesting experience. Not only that, one day I went up there. She was telling me, she's like, yeah, you know, she was like, I have a daughter. She was telling me she had a daughter, and she wanted to introduce her daughter to me. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, okay. And then, you know, I went up there. Her daughter was there. And then one other time, her husband came up there. So, I mean, I spoke with her daughter. I wasn't really trying. I don't know. It felt a little weird. I don't know if she was trying to hook me up with her or just try to see if I was interested. But she told me she wanted me to meet her daughter. And when I met her, we talked. We even exchanged emails. And I think at the time I was using MSN. She had my MSN, and we used to even chat online. But I don't know. Like I said, it was an interesting experience. So that happened there. She left me in the store by myself. Then she openly told me that she wanted me to meet her daughter. So that was one. That was another experience. What other experience I've had? So I talked about, let's see, the Excalibur store, the trip with Tony to Cleveland. That's two. Oh, the third experience I had is when I was taking classes at the University of Akron. Did poorly, by the way. I don't know. I just wasn't really in focus, but I was going on level up missions. This was before YouTube, all this stuff. I used to go on these level up missions with my friend Jamal. But this particular day, I was by myself. I went to the mechanical engineering building, and I saw this girl working, and I was like, oh, she might be Chinese. So I walked up to her, did my normal thing. I asked her, it's like, what time, what time is it, blah, blah, blah. And she told me the time, and I asked her where she was from, and she told me she's from Sichuan. I still remember this. And like I said, I think I was around 19 at the time. And this girl, I still remember her age. She was like 26. She was like 25, 26 or something like that. She was a senior or a grad student. I can't exactly remember, but I know she was like 25, 26 years old. And I started speaking Chinese with her, and she was just really happy. Like she was a totally different person, totally different person. And then we were talking for a minute, and then she told me, she said this weekend she's having a cookout, a big dinner, and a lot of Chinese people are going to be there. And she invited me. She asked me if I wanted to go, and I don't know. At first, I was like, oh, it's interesting. But then like I was like, why not? I get to practice Chinese, meet some other Chinese people. So she gave me her email, her phone number, and her address. Let me say this again. She gave me her email, her phone number, and her address. All right. Who you going to give your not just, I know I can email, but you're going to give your phone number and address to someone you don't know? What does that tell you? So I got the information. I didn't even call her. I just went there. I went there like it was on a Saturday. She told me the time. I just went, just showed up. And the house was full of Chinese people. I mean, it was crazy. I was a little nervous at first, but I said, you know what? This is cool. This is cool. I'm learning Chinese. This is where I need to be. I literally felt like I was in China already. But this girl, she could cook, man. She cooked a lot of food. It was amazing. And I remember sitting in a room, and they had this Chinese movie called what was the name of that movie? It's a popular movie. It's called Eat, Drink, something. I can't remember the exact title, but they were watching that, and I was sitting in there with there was a guy, a Chinese guy, and he was asking me some weird questions. But anyway, it was very interesting. Like it was just all Chinese, everyone speaking Chinese. I mean, I was getting beat up. I couldn't even really understand what was going on, but the experience was great, and I was very happy to be invited by her, despite us just meeting for the first time that day. So that was another experience. Now the last experience I want to share is a recent experience I had like a week ago, and you guys have seen this if you watch my recent Level Up video. I went to this Russian place, okay? Russian Home is what it's called. I went there, and this guy, okay, when I first walked in, he, like, the first thing he said to me was, "What are you looking for?" Or something like that, if I recall. It's like, "What are you looking for?" You know, like maybe, I don't know. It was just funny. But he asked me what I was looking for. And then that's when I said, "Здравствуйте," and he was surprised. And, we were talking in Russian. But anyway, to get to the point, when I was leaving, I wanted to buy a few things. This movie being one of the things I wanted to buy. This movie, 3 movies in one. And then I bought, like, I ate them already, but I bought like it was like poppy seed Danish. I even took pictures on my phone. I already ate it. I was going to post this on Facebook. That's exactly what it was. Actually, there were 2 of them. And these were like $3 or something like that. Very pretty expensive. So I had 2 of these and in that movie. And I realized that I forgot my wallet because I rushed out of the house because they closed at 7:30. My wife didn't get home until, what time was it? I think it was a little after 6:15 or something like that. So I had to rush up. I had to get my wallet, or get not my wallet. I had to put my clothes on, and I grabbed my cell phone, my Looksy Cam, and didn't realize that I forgot my wallet. So when I was checking out, I was reaching for my wallet and I couldn't find it. I was like, wow, I didn't have my wallet. So I figured it was in the car, but then I said, you know what? It's not in the car. I know I left it at home. So I told the guy that I had to go back and check in my car if the wallet was there. And I came back and I told him, I was like, man, I have to wait maybe until the next day. I don't have my wallet, And then he's like, that's okay. That's okay. He's like, come on, that's okay. He was going to give me that stuff for free. And then I was like, I'm going to pay tomorrow. I told him tomorrow I'm going to bring the money. And he's like, he's like, okay. He's like, I trust you. I trust you. And I was like, you trust me? What do you? I mean, I didn't say that to him, but I was thinking in my mind, like, you trust me? We just met today. So that was something that I would never forget. I won't forget that. It's people telling you that they trust you on the first day they met you. I don't know what it is. You guys tell me. But anyway, we're at 12 minutes in this video. That's my response. Those are the experiences that I've had due to learning foreign languages. So like I always say, you're not just learning words. It goes deeper than that. When you learn someone's language, you're opening up a lot of other things. Okay. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for viewing. And if you guys haven't seen that video where the question of week 24, I will post this as a response to that video, and feel free to make a video response. All right, thanks for viewing, and talk to you guys here shortly.